In a stunning twist that has blindsided both fans and insiders, Rangers have completely reversed course on a transfer move that seemed all but confirmed just days ago. The sudden U-turn has thrown a spanner in the works of what many believed was a clear and deliberate recruitment strategy heading into a crucial summer window. With pre-season preparations ramping up and the Champions League qualifiers on the horizon, this unexpected development is raising more questions than answers around Ibrox. The timing, the decision-making process, and the potential fallout, it all signals a shift behind the scenes that could shape the club's entire summer. Just last week, all signs pointed towards a deal being closed for Paris Saint-Germain's highly rated youngster, Umaro Kamara. The 18-year-old winger who has impressed for France's under-18 side and regularly lit up matches at academy. Level was widely seen as a smart, forward-thinking addition, the kind of exciting project player Rangers could mold into a star. Reports from France went as far as suggesting that personal terms were agreed and the player himself was believed to be fully sold on the move to Glasgow. But now, out of nowhere, Rangers have reportedly pulled out of the race completely. Why? The sudden change. According to sources close to the situation, the club's new leadership, particularly after the recent takeover involving Andrew Kavanagh and 49ers Enterprises, has reprioritized their approach to recruitment. What seemed like a done deal under the previous regime no longer aligns with the current vision for the squad. Kamara, whose contract with PSG expires at the end of June, was understood to be eyeing a fresh start away from Paris. But now, instead of heading to Ibrox, he's back on the open market searching for his next move. This isn't just about one player though. It's about the message this decision sends. Rangers are entering a new era with Kevin Thelwell now installed as sporting director and Russell Martin stepping in as manager. Both are expected to work hand in hand with technical director Dan Perrouni to oversee a rebuild that reflects the club's ambitions both domestically and in Europe. And this rebuild appears to be starting with a major rethink in how and where Rangers invest their resources. For Kamara, it's a tough break. The winger, who's just beginning to make a name for himself in France, was looking for a club that would give him both playing time and a platform. Rangers tick both boxes, but the new leadership seems more focused on immediate impact players, rather than long-term prospects, at least for now. With a Champions League qualifier looming and pressure mounting to return to the top of Scottish football, that kind of thinking might just define this window. But Kamara's situation is only one piece of the puzzle. There's been plenty more activity bubbling beneath the surface at Ibrox. Rangers have reportedly set their sights on Connor Cody, the experienced Leicester City defender, with just 1 year left on his deal. Cody's leadership, defensive solidity, and top-flight experience could bring exactly the kind of steel that Martin wants to inject into the backline. Talks are ongoing, and while no agreement has been confirmed, the interest is real and sustained. At the other end of the pitch, the focus is on firepower. Last season exposed a serious lack of consistency in the final third. Cyril Desires, despite contributing some key goals, struggled to convince large sections of the support. His future remains uncertain, with whispers of a possible exit growing louder. And even though Hamza Agomani showed flashes of real promise, particularly in the early months, his influence faded sharply towards the end of the campaign, especially under Barry Ferguson. Rangers simply can't afford to go into next season with the same fragility in attack. That's why Russell Martin is now eyeing up a new number 9. One name gaining serious traction is Matija Frigan, the 22-year-old Croatian forward currently playing for Westerlo in the Belgian Pro League. Frigan had a breakout season, clocking up 15 goal contributions and turning plenty of heads across Europe. With suitors in Germany and Spain also circling, Rangers will have to move decisively if they want to win that race. What makes Frigan such an appealing target is his versatility and composure in front of goal. Whether linking play, attacking from wide areas, or leading the line centrally, he offers a dynamic threat that's been missing at Ibrox since Alfredo Morelos' departure. And while Westerlo won't let him go for cheap, especially with a contract running until 2028, the player himself is said to be keen on testing himself at a higher level. The pull of European football and a passionate fan base could give Rangers a real edge in negotiations. Meanwhile, the club is also exploring options out wide. One player under serious consideration is Kwame Poku, the Ghanaian international, who just wrapped up a stellar season with Peterborough United. In League One, he managed 20 goal contributions in just 27 appearances, a mix of 12 goals and 8 assists that highlight both end product and consistency. Poku, a left-footed right-winger, has been linked with moves to clubs in the Championship League One and the Bundesliga. But Rangers have entered the conversation, and it's clear they see him as a potential solution to the issues on the flanks. Lost. Seasoned Václav Černý filled that role on loan from Wolfsburg and performed admirably with 27 goal contributions in over 50 appearances. But a permanent deal for the Czech international now seems unlikely, with financial and contractual hurdles proving too steep. Poku, available on a free after refusing to sign a new deal at Peterborough, represents a low-risk, high-assured alternative. Although Peterborough would still be entitled to a tribunal fee, having paid Colchester United £250,000 for him at just 19 years old, the outlay would be minimal compared to his potential upside. Peterborough's chairman Darren McAnthony even went public recently, claiming that while Poku may not jump straight to the Premier League, he is destined for the top flight eventually, and that his next move could well set the stage for a future transfer worth £30 million. For a club like Rangers, who are always balancing financial discipline with the need for on-field success, that kind of upside is hard to ignore. What's becoming clearer by the day is that the landscape at Ibrox is shifting. Russell Martin is determined to put his own stamp on the squad, and he's wasting no time doing it. Even before a ball has been kicked under his watch, we are seeing a different tone to recruitment, one that mixes pragmatism with ambition. The decision to walk away from Umara Kamara might seem like a small moment in the grand scheme of things, but it speaks volumes about where this club is heading. With so many moving parts and with time ticking before the first European qualifiers, the coming weeks promise to be intense. There will be more links, more rumors, more late-night negotiations. But what's certain is that the Rangers you see now, the club at the dawn of a new era, will look very different from the one that stumbled through last season. The rebuild has begun, and if this first big decision is anything to go by, there's plenty more drama to come, with the dust still settling from the decision to walk away from Umaro. Kamara's attention is quickly turning to what comes next. Russell. Martin, though just days into the job officially, is already leaving his fingerprints all over this squad rebuild. His vision forged through time at Swansea, and Southampton leans towards a high-intensity possession-based system, and to implement that effectively, he knows he needs players who fit the model both physically and mentally. That means smart movement, technical precision, and above all, resilience. Qualities that were sorely lacking during Rangers' more inconsistent moments last season. One of the main issues that plagued the side wasn't just about personnel, but mentality. Too often games were lost not due to a lack of talent, but a lack of bite when it mattered most. That's part of what Martin is trying to change. Players who drift through matches or shrink under pressure will not survive this new era. He wants leaders all over the pitch, regardless of age or experience. That's a key reason why someone like Connor Cody makes perfect sense. His organizational presence, vocal leadership, and calm under fire could prove invaluable, especially on big European nights or during the brutal winter stretch of the Scottish Premiership. At the same time, Martin is aware of the need for balance. The squad must blend youth and experienced physicality and finesse long-term potential with immediate impact. That's why the pursuit of players like Mateo Frigen is so crucial. Not only does he bring goals, but his hunger and upward trajectory match the kind of ambition Martin wants to instill. There's also a strategic element to targeting players from leagues like Belgium, Croatia, or even England's lower divisions. These are markets where value can still be found, players can be developed and later sold for significant profit, and the risk of overspending is minimized. For a club like Rangers still navigating financial caution after years of volatility, that approach could be the key to sustainable success. Frigen's profile fits that mold. He's already shown maturity beyond his years and his performances. For Croatia's under-21 side suggests he thrives on the bigger stage. Rangers need more of that. Players who don't just show up against St. Mirren or Ross County, but who can deliver when the lights are brightest, whether it's a derby at Celtic Park, a knockout tie in Europe, or a Doherty League fixture in May. Martin knows what those occasions demand, and that's exactly why recruitment this summer is being treated with such laser focus. It's also worth noting the context around the new technical team. Kevin Thelwell may only have officially started last week, but he's been involved in discussions for much longer. His past experience at Everton and Wolves gives him a strong network and an eye for undervalued talent. Dan Perudny, working as technical director, brings an analytical edge that could complement Martin's tactical instincts. Together, they form a trio that's far more modern in their approach than what Ibrox has seen in recent years. The days of scattergun signings and short-term patches seem to be coming to an end. This feels more targeted, more deliberate. That said, the market is moving quickly and competition is fierce. Rangers aren't operating in a vacuum. Clubs across Europe are hunting the same players, and the new structure will be tested early. The Kamara situation may have ended abruptly, but it won't be the last transfer twist this summer. There are whispers that other young targets are being monitored, players from France, Scandinavia, and the Balkans, but names are being kept tightly guarded to avoid driving up prices or attracting rival bids. It's all part of the Catan game that defines the modern window. Then there's the question of who might leave. While the focus is naturally on a rival's departures will be just as important. Cyril Desires has attracted interest, and there's a feeling that if the right offer comes in, Rangers may be willing to move him on. The same applies to a few others in the squad, who while serviceable haven't done enough to cement their place in the club's future plans. That's the reality of a rebuild. Not everyone makes it through. Martin won't shy away from difficult decisions, and with Champions League money potentially on the line, every choice matters. There's also a quiet confidence growing among supporters, a sense that this reset might finally deliver the kind of coherent, forward-thinking identity that's been missing. The last few seasons have been a mix of highs and lows progress and setbacks, but there's an opportunity now to draw a line and move forward with purpose. The appointment of Martin, the arrival of Thelwell, the restructuring of the football department, all of it points to a club trying to modernize and compete at a higher level. But it would take time, patience, and most importantly, the right decisions. In the short term, eyes will be on the next few deals. Will Cody Sign-Camfregan be secured despite the interest from Germany and Spain? Will Poku become the answer on the right flank? And are there more surprises coming? Players we haven't even heard about yet being lined up quietly behind the Shra. Scenes, that's often how the biggest moves happen, with little fanfare until the shirts are held up at Auchenhowie. What's certain is that this summer window is unlike any Rangers have had in years. It's not just about adding quality. It's about reshaping the DNA of the team, building something with a clear identity that can last more than just a season. It's about laying the foundations for consistent success both in Scotland and in Europe. And while the journey has just begun, the signs are promising. One twist is already in the books with Kamara. But if this rebuild goes to plan, there'll be plenty more headlines before the window slams shut. Before we continue, make sure to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications to get all the exclusive news about Rangers FC. Don't overlook any details about your beloved team. It's crucial for Rangers FC fans. Whispers have begun to ripple through the Scottish football scene as rumors surface about Lawrence Shankland potentially sealing a move to Rangers. While nothing is confirmed yet, the chatter among insiders and fans alike suggests that the striker's signature might soon be inked, sparking excitement and speculation about what this could mean for the Light Blues. Shankland, known for his clinical finishing and relentless work rate, has been on the radar of several clubs due to his impressive goal-scoring exploits. His time in the Scottish Premiership has been marked by notable performances, often being the focal point in attack and a consistent threat in front of goal. This potential move to Rangers would not only bolster their striking options, but could also signal a shift in the club's attacking philosophy as they look to reclaim domestic dominance and make waves in Europe. The buzz around Shankland joining Rangers has picked up pace amid reports of negotiations progressing behind closed doors. Fans have taken to social media, debating how the 28-year-old forward's style of play might complement the existing squad, which boasts a blend of seasoned veterans and emerging talents. If the deal goes through, it could provide the team with a much-needed goal threat and add depth to their front line. A key factor given the demanding schedule of both the Premiership and European competitions. However, skeptics caution that nothing is set in stone yet. Transfers in Scottish football can often be unpredictable, with last-minute twists commonplace. Financial details remain tightly guarded, and the player's current club has yet to make an official statement, leaving room for doubt and continued speculation. Still, the prospect of Shankland donning the famous navy blue jersey has ignited a wave of anticipation among Rangers supporters, hungry for silverware and a strong squad to challenge Celtic's supremacy. This rumored signing could also send ripples through the league, potentially influencing rival clubs' transfer strategies as they respond to Rangers' apparent intent to strengthen their attack. Whether Shankland's move will materialize remains to be seen, but the very possibility has certainly set tongues wagging across Scottish football circles. As the story unfolds, fans and pundits alike will be watching closely for any official announcements or leaks that confirm this buzzing transfer saga. For now, all eyes remain on Lawrence Shankland and Rangers, with the football community holding its breath to see if this rumor will become reality. Greetings, fans! Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, as it's greatly appreciated by Rangers FC. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments section below. Until the next video, stay tuned.